speaker. Cllr Nabeela Mowlana, who's a councillor for the Upper area. She's also a migrant champion and I'm invited to say a few words.
Thank you very much, everyone. I've stood up on this podium many times before, but on such rare occasions has it felt so deeply, deeply personal. It is my deepest privilege to be Sheffield Council's migrant champion. I grew up in Sheffield, where I still live today, and the working class estate I grew up on really knew the price of the cost of living crisis. For 14 years, we saw boarded up shops, we saw public services slashed, and my youth club turned into a food bank. Now, before I became a councillor for Park and Arbourthorne, or before, I'm still a councillor for Park and Arbourthorne, before any of that, before any of the titles, the accolades, the things you add in before or after your name, I am at my core when I walk down these streets a Muslim woman. And so we must acknowledge that the attacks on Sunday did not come out of a vacuum. This isn't a surprise, this isn't something new. This is a culmination of political parties spewing far-right talking points, legitimising them. It is the consequence of The Sun and the Daily Mail publishing demonising headlines about Muslims and immigrants, demonising campaigns like the very important Lift the Ban campaign that I can see in front of me. It is the normalisation of everyday racism. It is Zara Sultana going on Good Morning Britain to talk about her experiences of Islamophobia and having 3 men laugh at her as she cries about her father being scared to leave the house. Now I know we hear a lot over the next few weeks about migrants and why we deserve rights, why we deserve safety, and I don't necessarily disagree with those arguments. But immigrants don't deserve rights based on how much we contribute to the economy or how well we assimilate into British culture. Surely we deserve rights based on the simple belief that everyone deserves rights. Everyone deserves dignity, everyone deserves good access to good public services, and everyone deserves the right to live free of fear or discrimination. I strongly believe that we must stop punching down. As an ardent trade unionist, I very strongly believe, I'm sure I'm preaching to the converted, it is only by uniting the trade union movement, the student movement, the anti-racism movement, and all those groups working on our different and diverse communities that we truly cut off racism at its roots. And after 14 years of the Tories, we have a new government. But we know that rights are not given by Westminster. They have always been fought for and won. There is a saying in the trade union movement that we fight for bread, but we fight for roses too. So please let us use this movement to not just settle for the bare minimum. And I look forward to fighting for a world of bread and roses with each and every one of you.